Hi, everyone, and welcome to Unsupervised Consequences. I'm your host, Dino the Genetic Marvel, and today we're talking about an interesting quote I found today. Um, it says, "Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life," and it's attributed to Dolly Parton. This series is the experiences or a chronicle of the experiences that I've had in going from over 450 pounds to down under 280 pounds now. Um, and really all the lessons that I've learned, whether they be from changing my diet or just trying to get through roadblocks and getting a better understanding of how things work, uh, reorganizing my relationship with food. There's lots of things. But today I was talking with a friend, and this really jumped out at me because a lot of the times we can't find the time in the day to do things. We find that it gets torn away from us minute by minute, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, the day's done. I gotta get to sleep." And it's a weird experience that I think a lot of us go through on a daily basis, and we don't know what happened. I think that that has been one of the biggest roadblocks in existence. We load our schedules up with so many things, so many I don't want to say trivial things, but things that in the grand scheme of things don't make a difference. I know that there are a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and they go through. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out this thing and where it's placed, but bear with me, everybody. So, a lot of people talk about having a work-life balance or having a better understanding of what we do and why we do it and getting joy from your daily existence. All these things factor in, and all these things are definitely worthwhile um, experiences and definitely considerations that we need to have on a daily basis just so that we function properly. That being said, the hard part or difficult part is meeting that challenge and being able to do that. There's never enough time. It's absolutely true, honey. So one of the things that I've tried to do, and I heard this many moons ago, and it's one of the principles that I have never seen been proven false. And it was, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but the idea was eating the frog was if all day long you had one thing to do, and that was eat a frog, and it was gross, and you hated every second of it, and you didn't want to take part of it, so you'd put it off. You'd put it off, and you'd put it off, and you'd put it off until the end of the day, and you'd eat. You could eat whatever you want, but you had to eat that frog. And the more you put it off, the worse your day got. The more you put it off, the worse other foods tasted. The more you put it off, the less joy you got out of your day. The more you put it off, the less you would accomplish. And then think about it, you end your day with eating the frog. So, by that principle, if it's the worst thing you have to do, and we all have, as I said, the worst thing you have to do, and every one of us that's watching or hearing this thought in our mind that thing. We all know what it was. That one thing that popped in our mind that we're supposed to do every single day, and we always put it off. That one thing is our frog. It's always changing, it's always moving, but right now, what you thought of, that was it. That being said, we give it permission to rule our existence. And by giving it that permission, we take a back seat in, well, the idea of being the captain of our own journey. We suddenly become a passenger. And if we become a passenger, we have no say in how we get to where we're going, We'd have no say in where we're going. We have no say on any part of the experience. We just have to sit there and accept whatever comes to us. Now, there is an argument to be made about sitting and taking, but the idea of being a passenger in our own existence instead of, the captain of our own ship means that we no longer have any control. Now, there are a lot of bad habits or understandings when it comes to control, and the term control freak comes to mind. A lot of people say that, and a lot of people say, well, it's horrible. It's such a control freak. And that may be true. But having zero control, zero input, zero consideration, that seems horrible. So finding a balance between allowing the joy of the experience to be a part of our consideration for how we experience things is vital. And there are times when we do have to relinquish control in our existence. I will be the first to admit that. And I hate doing it. I'll also admit that it's one of the most difficult experiences and also one of the most important. And if we don't take that consideration or take the time to figure out that balance for ourselves, we'll always find ourselves ending the day with eating that frog. Now, that being said, when we load our day with distractions or responsibilities and slowly edge ourselves out of our own existence, we eventually start to resent it. We start to lose our joy. We find a way that seems to eliminate our own passion just to exist. I heard, and something I've talked about on my previous series, where one of the key components was approaching things in general the same way a child does, with awe and amazement. One of the key factors in being able to move forward or to mm, actually make progress. I myself have a hard time listening to people that have no idea what they're talking about. And my wife has told me that I wear that look on my face because I just look at them like this. I go, what? What are you talking about? But what I'm trying to work on is being able to look at somebody with joy, my own joy, appreciation for their effort, and being able to acknowledge their passion in their search for knowledge. It's not my job or your job or anyone else's job to tell people where they're wrong and tell people how they should be doing things. It is our joy or our responsibility to be able to appreciate and contribute to the positivity that's around us. I talked about yesterday the idea of if you can't change the people you're with, change the people you're with. We don't have the authority to tell other people what they're supposed to do. We do have the authority to control our own emotions, our own reactions, and our own stand on what happens. That being said, that means that we have no choice but to pilot our own ship. And if that's the choice we have to make, then it's important that we meet that balance between our work, our responsibilities, because we can't abandon those things, but also acknowledging that every moment that we abandon our personal responsibility to guiding that journey that we call life just adds weight to a negative existence that has no destiny, just goes around in a circle. So I'll leave you guys with that for today. But the idea of making sure to focus on what is important, but meeting that balance in your existence so that you can be in charge of how you move forward instead of being a passenger in your own existence. So, as I said, my name is Dino the Genetic Marvel. You can Google me and I'm everywhere. I do encourage you to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and if you think it was applicable to someone else, please feel free to share it with them and let them know that I will be broadcasting as best I can. I try, today is a little bit late. I usually try to do it at about 10 p.m. every day, Eastern Standard Time, but I will be continuing this series onward to chronicle exactly the challenges I go through and how I overcome them. In the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you.